This is Paris. It is day 2 of Gamescom. And I'm over here at Xbox. And what a way to start the morning, but to talk about some Black Ops 7.
Let's go.
So I have a couple of people here to talk about it. So can you please introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Natalie Pohorsky, lead producer at Raven Software.
And I'm Miles Leslie, Associate Creative Director at Treyarch.
Thank you both for taking a few minutes to talk
Absolutely.
to me about Black Ops 7, Call of Duty Black Ops 7. So, opening night live, we got the big reveal. We saw everything with the campaign. I know we will get Call of Duty next for more multiplayer and zombies and all that fun stuff. So let's focus on the campaign in this conversation.
Okay, great.
Okay, so this is my biggest question that I have about
Okay.
Black Ops 7. Obviously, we had 6 last year. We're jumping right to 7. Where does this fit in the timeline, story-wise,
Yeah.
for Black Ops?
Yeah.
And is there any references back to Black Ops 2, Black Ops 6, etc.?
Oh yeah, great question. So when we started Black Ops 7, it really started with we had left Black Ops 2 with so much story to tell, right? David Mason, he's changed forever. Raul Menendez has changed the world. All these other characters, we don't know what's going to happen to them. And it was never the right time. But Black Ops 7 was the right time to return to this world that's still reeling from the first Raul Menendez attack. 10 years later, now he's back. David is still dealing with the trauma from that, but now he has to face that and really face Raul Menendez again. And so we pulled a lot of inspiration from that story, but wanted to craft our own. So we always try to strike a balance of if you know, you're going to get excited, right? But if you don't, you're going to get a story that feels complete on its own. And maybe you'll become a fan where you want to go dive into the lore and the history of it. But there's lots of references, obviously characters. We even have locations that you revisit, but not the same, which is really cool. And that's also across campaign and multiplayer as well. So you'll feel familiar, but also refreshed and sort of new and evolved as well. We've got guns that are inspired by Black Ops 2. So we love Black Ops 2. I've worked on every single Black Ops. It holds a special place in our heart. We know the fans love it as well. We wanted to do justice to that world and deliver a new story as well.
And then the actual time, this is in 2030.
2035. So yeah, so we're 10 years after 2025 Black Ops 2, and a lot's happened in 10 years. The world's still reeling from that first attack, and then Raul Menendez appears again and issues a threat. In 3 days' time, something bad's gonna happen.
And then I do have to ask about Black Ops 6. Because, again, love that campaign. I thought it was one of the best Call of Duty campaigns in a very long time. Will there be any reference? Because that was the 90s. So will there be any references back to Black Ops 6?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, you bet. First of all, you might have spotted in the trailer, we have Troy Marshall back from a character perspective, and he's a little bit older now.
Yep.
He's been through some things since we last saw him in Black Ops 6, kind of on the outside, on the run. So we're seeing him again as more of like a mentor figure and kind of leading the crew, leading with David. And then we've also got the Guild, who should sound familiar, and we're seeing them in a new light. So, 40 years ago, we were introduced to them in Avalon as more of a crime syndicate. And now they've sort of evolved and changed to be much more in the light, as we've been talking about. So we've got this forward-facing CEO, Emma Kagan, and the Guild is looking a little bit different. And then Avalon, like I just mentioned. So Avalon, we're seeing in a much bigger way, this Mediterranean coast city. You're going to get to explore all areas of this incredible map.
Awesome. Now, 4-player co-op
Oh,
in
yeah.
this campaign. Obviously, this is kind of the big theme going into Black Ops 7 in the story standpoint. So how did you come to that decision? Why go with 4-player co-op for Black Ops 7?
Well, I'll start. It has a lot to do with this character-driven experience. So we have our 4 main heroes, and you can play solo or up to 4.
Okay.
And so it really puts you into the action with them. You get into their headspace, which is where we're really digging into in the story. So I think thematically and narratively, it made a lot of sense for us. And then there's also some exciting gameplay elements that come with that, and obviously the social experience. So you're getting to play with friends again, and I'm sure we'll talk about it a little bit more, but we have this connected campaign now.
Okay.
So folks that are maybe more, multiplayer inclined can now play co-op. They can play with their friends throughout all different modes of the game.
Let's stick on that for just a second because I want to make sure progression-wise
Oh, yes.
with the campaign. So this now is across the board. Campaigns,
Everywhere.
multiplayer, everything.
Yeah, that was huge for us. So related to the co-op is we wanted to make sure that you could play with your friends everywhere and be rewarded for your time. We've heard the community. We've always wanted it where it's like, look, no time wasted, right? We want to make sure that your time feels like you're being rewarded anywhere. And we also feel like players are going to then move around the game easier. And now, for the first time, with that 4-player squad, we could party up and be in co-op campaign, finish a mission, and say, hey, let's take a break and go jump into zombies. You jump into zombies. Let's take a break from zombies. You could jump into multiplayer. Let's take a break from multiplayer. Then we can go to endgame.
Yeah.
Then you know what I mean? It's like, so it's beautiful because you can move around the game so freely that it feels like, hey, which scoop of ice cream do I want today? Right? And you can just keep going. And that was really special for us. And you're earning, each mode has its own camo track as well. So those that love to grind and get those really unique rewards, you got that now in co-op campaign and of course everywhere else, which is really exciting.
That's fantastic. Now let's go back to the co-op portion of this as far as the characters themselves. So you mentioned obviously you can play the solo 1, 2, 3, 4, obviously up to 4 players. How does that work as far as, are you locked into a certain class, weapons, anything, because it's a part of the actual story that you're playing, or are you able to be very diverse going through the game?
Yeah, good question. So we wanted to make sure when we were telling this linear story that you felt like you were those characters.
Right,
So
right.
we are giving you the loadout that these elite operators would use. So there's no loadout or selection, but you're using a wide variety of weapons throughout the missions to make sure you're equipped with it. You also might find some goodies along the mission as well to help you along the way, abilities and weapons. But really, each of them is introducing something new that you're sort of building your skill set across it and discovering all the new weapons and technology and enemies and tech and all this stuff, which is really exciting as well.
Now you're actually leading me right into
Is it gonna be
I saw your script.
yeah.
end game related?
Yes. Let's talk endgame.
Yeah, we're super excited about Endgame. I mean, it's been in our blood. If you know zombies, we've always done shared co-op experience with storytelling and these big replayable moments. And as we were building the campaign, we had all these fun toys that were just kind of sitting on the counter, and it was like abilities, weapons, and we were having so much fun using them together that we wanted to find another play space where you could break the rules almost and kind of, well, how can we use this in a new way? And Endgame kind of came to fruition where now all of Avalon is unlocked.
Okay.
You can go across it, you and your squad. 32 players are in it, so it's 8 squads, and it's a PvE experience where really you're going to be tested. So like you've learned through the campaign, and now you get to really go out. Now you get a loadout. Now you can select your operator. Now you can increase your operator level, their combat rating, and it's about surviving. Get in and survive, and then try to escape with some goodies.
So I have to ask. All this sounds great. You talked about the progress, everything that's going to be there. But when it comes specifically to end game,
Yeah.
will there be will there be like actual progression of in game that you can essentially rank yourself against?
Oh yeah,
other people?
yeah. So for the first time, and this is what's really exciting, and it's super addictive when we're playtesting, is you have an operator combat rating basically,
Okay.
and you want to get that as high as possible. There's 60 levels of the rating, and you increase in power and other things, and it's really the only way to progress across the difficulty zones. So there's this really satisfying loop of pick your loadout, your abilities, all of your gear. Go in and really test yourself and earn that XP to increase your level. And then you're going to get new skills along the way. And then you have to survive to keep those skills. You always keep your operator. That doesn't reset on death if you do die.
Okay.
But that's the only way to kind of get more powerful, to get to the really end sort of areas that are very difficult.
And then just final question on that. So is there anything that you can accomplish in in-game that you're rewarded with that would carry over to multiplayer or zombies?
No, it's self-contained in Endgame. Yeah. And we really wanted to make sure that each mode felt like it had its own reward track.
Okay.
And that was important to us so that, again, it's like that discoverability, right? If you're a multiplayer player and then you see in a kill cam, someone's got something special. Hey, where'd you get that? Oh, yeah, that's in co-op campaign. Whoa. Well, let me jump over there, right? So you get this really interesting dynamic of all these goodies you want to collect and be rewarded for your time.
Final question, because I know there will be people that are watching this going, well, I'm just waiting on Call of Duty next. Well, everybody's waiting on zombies and multiplayer. Is there any final words about campaign that you want to say to them that, hey, we want to jump into this on November 14th?
Oh, I love that question.
I know. Well, I like to say a lot. I love single player, But again, the amazing thing is you can play how you want to play. And so I think for folks that, again, want to dig into the story and maybe feel like they haven't had the opportunity to, they're going to get this co-op campaign experience. They're going to get this connected experience, and a character-driven one.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, it would be like, I'm going to call out the community. If you have friends that they're scared to be story players, it's on you to grab them and say, come join me. All right, I'm looking at you. You get them in and go play co-op. They're going to be convinced because it's a bombastic roller coaster. You get to use all these goodies. And by the end, they'll be like, oh, okay, I see why you like the story now. Let's keep going.
Yeah. And for zombies folks, I guess just one more note. This campaign is twisted.
Oh, yeah.
It's unexpected, mind-bending. So for those who like some of those weirder elements,
You're getting it in space.
you're getting it.
Well, let me just say this before we end this, and appreciate your time. Yeah, now watching the trailer, seeing all that, yeah, there's some crazy psychedelic stuff.
Was it? I didn't see it. Oh, yeah.
So,
Interesting.
Well,
I'm excited to find out.
I mean, it was important for us coming to Black Ops 7 that's what makes Black Ops special is the unexpected, right? It feels real, right? It touches on real themes, right? And warped to fit the Black Ops world. And for us, it was like, we're coming up with these ideas. And not once it was like, no, that's too far. It was like, it just made sense, right? It was like, of course we're going to do that. That's what Black Ops does. And if you're a fan, you're going to be eaten. If you're not a fan, come join us at the table.
You're
Let's
going to
go.
love it. The
Come on.
water's fine.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both for taking
Of
some time to
course.
talk Black Ops 7.
Yeah.
November 14th, Xbox.
Be there.
Everywhere.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Everywhere we play Call of Duty.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much.